college basketball video game. It's coming back. Got to credit Matt Brown from Extra Points, who broke the news Monday morning that the Collegiate Licensing Company had recommended schools accept the bid from EA Sports. That the CLC had put out a request for proposals to video game developers. Anybody want to make a college basketball game? EA Sports came back with the best proposal. I've confirmed the news. I've seen the proposals and the documents and everything like that. It's coming back. It's probably coming back in 2028 because it takes a long time to make a video game from scratch. Could have upwards of 730 teams, everybody in Division 1, men and women. That is remarkable. More than anything the college basketball game had before. Dave, you and I didn't play college basketball video games as much as college football growing up, but I still have NCAA
Played a
09.
bunch of them, yeah.
I have NCAA basketball 09 for my Xbox 360, which I still have. I still have College Hoops 2K7 for PS2. How do we feel about this?
I think it'll be good. I mean, the game has to be good. Ultimately, EA Sports, the basketball aspect of it, kind of fell off. They've lost a lot of cultural relevance, in regards to 2K. We talk about playing basketball. When we talk about, NBA Live, it's all 2K. It's all 2K. And 2K was a better game back then. I mean, I did play March Madness for a while, and at some point I switched to 2K. It might have been the one that had TJ Ford on the cover. I don't know what year that was. That's what I recall. But the Greg Oden cover, 2K7, in my mind, is like one of the best college basketball games that's ever been made. I do recall distinctly one summer, like in the middle of college, me and a couple friends, we created ourselves on the same team on PS2 and would play on that team and like played through the season and went to the tournament. That's about as much fun as I've had playing video games because you can just like set screens for each other and like run your own. It was pretty fun. So I'm hopeful that this game is great. I think the identity of college sports and the video game version of March Madness is something that obviously hasn't existed for over a decade now. So getting that back will be interesting. And now we can start our Marist women's basketball dynasty and build it from the ground up.
Story linked in the show notes on everything I have and know about the game. 2K8 is the one you're thinking of with Greg Oden on the cover.
2K7 was JJ Redick, I believe.
Yes, that's the one I still have. And I looked actually not that long ago. When the NCAA tournament came around, that's when I rebought NCAA 09. And because I looked up, it's widely considered, I think the best of the college basketball games were 2K8 and NCAA 10, which was Blake Griffin on the cover. So
the 09 one was Kevin Love, wasn't it?
Yep,
I think that's right.
Kevin Love got that one. The 09 one is the one that caused all the problems. That's the one
Ed
with
O'Bannon.
Ed O'Bannon.
Classic teams, right?
Yes, classic teams. That's the one with Ed O'Bannon in it. They're not named. They're just jersey number in teams. But that game, you've got 1995 UCLA, which is the team Ed O'Bannon played on. You've also got the old San Francisco Dons. You got the Phi Slamma Jamma. You got NC State's national champion. You got Magic Johnson's Michigan State, Larry Bird's Indiana State. Like, I loved playing with those historical teams in March when I got my hands on that game.
Chris, are we in the trust tree right now?
I think so.
All right, I gotta get this off my chest. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know where this is going.
For a long time, Ed O'Bannon, 100% correct in everything that he sued for, everything that he wanted. I have so much internalized anger towards that man for a couple reasons. Number one, I grew up in Arkansas, and so Ed O'Bannon starts his personal vendetta against me by beating Arkansas in the national championship in 1995. And then later on, 15 years later, he's like, hey, David, you know that video game that is like your favorite thing, your favorite game that exists? I'm just going to have that not exist anymore. I got a lot of internalized Ed O'Bannon anger, and it's very frustrating because he was 100% right. And the whole time that I'm like watching the video game disintegrate, this is like early in my professional career, I'm like, this sucks. And I have no counter to any of the points that are being made because yes, they definitely made all the guys to be the fake versions of the people. He's totally right. But also, come on, Ed, just let us have this.
So when I started writing about the return of the video game, I went back and read all that stuff, and man, like Kirk Herbstreit said some stuff about Ed O'Bannon that was like really
Really?
harsh. Like everybody hated Ed O'Bannon for this. But if I can direct your anger towards somebody else, Ed O'Bannon didn't want the game to go away. He just wanted to be paid for being in the game. EA Sports said in a court filing in that case that I found, EA Sports said, we're willing to pay the players. The NCAA said no. That's the reason that it went away. Because the EA Sports was like, well, then if if we can't work with you and we're just going to keep getting sued over this, we're
Can't do it.
stopping these games.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't want the game to go away, but I understand why a lot of people were mad at him over that because we grew up on the college football game and
Chris,
it
was
went
there
away
you
because
would
of
know
that.
you would know better than I would. Was there a development team for NCAA football 15 that one day just had to like stop working? I would read that story. That everybody in the EA offices when they pulled the plug on 15 and just you come to work the next day, like what do you do?
Well, friend of the show, Ben Howmiller, the principal game designer of CFB 25 and
Mm-hmm.
26, was on that game, I believe, up until it went away. So he probably would have some
We
stories.
should
I
ask.
do want
I'm
to try
very
to get.
curious. That'd be a weird existence to just be
I
working on a
am trying to get
thing
some
and
EA
then
people on for when CFB 26 comes out. So we'll see on that. So on the basketball front, I'm kind of surprised that this is happening. Like I'm like actually quite surprised because
mm,
the basketball game didn't go away because of NIL. It
yeah, it
went
went away
away
because it wasn't
because
selling.
it wasn't selling. It ended in
Mm-hmm.
like with 2K8 or 2K9 and NCAA basketball 10. Those were the last versions of it. Football
Mm-hmm.
went all the way up to 13. And so it even says in the document that I got that football would outsell basketball typically 3-1. That the
Mm-hmm.
highest selling basketball game in a given year was 370,000 units.
That's probably fair. I mean, I
I think
religiously
it was
bought college
2K8.
football every single year, and I
Well,
would kind of pick and choose basketball.
so basketball 370 is the most that it did. 370,000. Football was annually doing a million like every year.
Mm-hmm.
And so when CFB first came back and I started talking to people there about, hey, what about basketball? What I kept hearing was, well, it didn't, we need to see what the numbers are. I even asked EA Sports in a story in February. I was like, well, football did really well. Does that mean you'll bring back basketball? And they were like, maybe we're
Mm-hmm.
working on it. We're thinking. Um, and so the way this happened was CLC, the licensing company that represents the schools, put out the proposal in November. Request for proposal. Video game companies, you have a proposal, give it to us. So that's how this got started. And we may not get a game every year.
I think people would be
So
fine with that.
so 2028 is the planned start date because you got to build all the arenas, all the teams, all the players. It takes a very long time. It was 3 years from the football announcement to the football release. And it says in the document minimum of 3 games over 6 years. You could produce a new game every year, but if they don't, they will make the updated teams and rosters a downloadable patch. So you won't have a new game. If you don't have a new game in a given year, they'll still update the rosters for you.
Mm-hmm. I think people would be okay with that.
And that could be a way where if you're not sinking maybe as much time and money into it because the sales aren't annually what you think they're aren't going to be what football is.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm gonna
there's
play
that.
it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna be as excited about it. I have a lot of skepticism about EA's basketball engine and just college basketball in general. I really like it. Obviously, the tournament, 2 of the most fun weeks of the year, and then the Final Four is okay. But I'm definitely gonna buy it. So I'm excited about it. Obviously, not a. I'm gonna be keeping my nose to the ground on every single development like I was with college football, but I'm glad we're going down this road, and I hope it makes money for EA so that we can keep this going because there's a college basketball I think is somewhat of an underserved market because the sport has been hurt by a lot of the changes around the entire sport and the sports calendar, and it's really only at the front of mind for sports fans for basically a month. So I'm hopeful that we get something, and don't call it March Madness, call it something else.
I believe based on the document, it'll be called college basketball, just like
How'd
college
they
football.
come up with that name?
I don't know.
Yeah.
The 2K EA Sports part of it, you just mentioned, like EA doesn't make an NBA game right
Mhm.
now, so like I assume they have to make a new basketball engine probably,
You're
and
asking
so
the
like
wrong guy. I don't know the logistics of
I
that.
I'm surprised, not surprised, but I'm kind of surprised like 2K didn't get this. You get
Yeah.
2K, you fold it into your 2K video game and do that. And the proposal, the document noted EA was the only one offering to do every team in a whole separate standalone game. So maybe 2K wanted to do college basketball within 2K. Because we saw that in Madden a little bit. Before they brought college football back,
Yeah,
they
I
had
remember
college
that when
football
they had
teams
Madden,
in
they had the
Madden.
college football playoff. I didn't love it. It was kind
So
of a
like
tease. It was kind of
maybe that's what 2K was thinking more instead. But man, I very surprised they wouldn't, unless they didn't think it was worth it because they canceled their game before EA Sports even did. So
Yeah, I will say in just terms of playing, I think the my player mode is just way more fun in the basketball games. It's more fun to play away from the ball and play defense and all that stuff. Like if I would never create myself as a receiver in Road to Glory because it just seems like a lot of doing stuff and not a lot of action. Yeah, but in basketball, it's just a little different, like setting screens or going and blocking out, and like I really like the single player mode, like to create your guy and go. That's what I almost exclusively played on 2K. I didn't really like making real teams and playing real teams. I just would like the story mode. That was super fun. And then I played some online, but didn't love it. So.
yeah, we haven't talked Road to Glory. We'll talk about that later this week. We got a guest coming
Mhm.
on later this week who I think we'll have some fun with talking about that.